my name is Kirsten Orschel, and this is more information about Harley Davidson's EFE.
EFE stands for External Factor Evaluation. These external factors are found and pulled from doing a steeple and Porter analysis. Rebecca covered steeple analysis earlier, and Ed covered Porter in the industry analysis earlier as well. After pulling items from both the steeple and Porter, the EFE assigns those items as either opportunities or threats. Those opportunities and threats are then weighted in 3 separate ways. The first way they are weighted is on how important they are. The total for each column, opportunities and threats separately, must equal 1. So all the threats weights combined equal 1, and all the opportunities weights combined to equal 1 as well. The most important factors get a larger value, and then something that is considered to be less important is assigned a smaller value. The next step is to rank each individual opportunity and threat on a scale of 1 to 4 to indicate how the firm's current strategy is addressing each opportunity and threat. On this scale, 1 means the response is poor, 2 means the response is below average, 3 means the response is above average, and 4 means the response is superior. The last weight that is assigned to all the opportunities and threats is the weighted average. This is the first weight assigned multiplied by the rank for each individual number. This is the final number used to determine the rank of importance for all of the opportunities and threats. The opportunity that had the highest average for Harley Davidson was shift in consumer trends. It had the highest weighted average of 0.8 and was formed from a weight of 0.2 and a rating of 4 out of 4. In order to be successful and keep up with the changing world, companies need to have a strong grasp on the most recent consumer trends. When more aware of what the customer is in need of, the company is more likely to fulfill those needs by shifting their own products and strategies. If a company can successfully measure their company's needs to keep up with trends, then it can open the door to other opportunities for customer expansion. If Harley Davidson can successfully shift to keep up with these consumer trends, this can be an opportunity for further growth. We found this to be the most important aspect of Harley Davidson's opportunities, so it did end up with the highest individual weight of that 0.2. We believe Harley Davidson has a superior strategy to dealing with this shift in consumer trends, so it received a 4 out of 4. The second highest average weight of an opportunity was advancing technology. Advancing technology held a 0.45 weighted average. This is significantly lower than shift in consumer trends 0.8, which just shows again how important we found consumer trends to be. But anyways, advancing technology got their 0.45 weighted average from a weight of 0.15 and a rating of 3 out of 4. Motorcycles are notoriously dangerous modes of transportation. As the technology gets better, they do become safer to ride and have less of an impact on the environment, with electronic motorcycles gaining popularity. As cars get smarter as well, it is safer for cyclists on the road, with blind spot detection and more advanced safety capabilities. It's safer for everyone else on the roads as well. As a group, we thought it was the second most important thing because technology is a growing force. So we assigned it the second highest weight of 0.15, which was only beat by consumer trends. And we believe that Harley Davidson has an above average response to it, so we gave them a ranking of 3 out of 4. The third highest average weight came from consumer value, which held a weighted average of 0.33. This 0.33 came from a weight of 0.11 and a rating of 3 out of 4. This is not as large of a gap that was between 1 and 2. Consumer values are changing in that they are more accepting of the motorcycle audience. Motorcycles used to just be for bad boys in leather, but now anyone can own and ride one without as much of a stigma that used to exist. We believe consumer values do influence where they purchase from, and we wanted to make sure we weighted it in that respect. The 0.11 was not the third highest weight, but was actually beat out for that title by the opportunity for expansion. But the difference between opportunity for expansion and consumer values is the firm's current response. Opportunity for expansion ranked 1 out of 4 because they have a poor response, so it did not make the top 5 opportunities. Whereas the company's response to consumer value has been above average, so it earned a 3 out of 4, putting its weighted average in the 3rd position. The threat with the highest weighted average for Harley Davidson was consumer age. Consumer age had a weighted average of a whopping 0.84. This 0.84 weighted average was created from an average of 0.21 and a rating of 4 out of 4. The current age of the majority of Harley riders can be simply classified as old. This is not good, as the young generation has more hesitations about joining the motorcycle club, which means it's hard to maintain business. We weighted this as the highest because we view this as Harley's greatest threat overall. We also gave them a 4 out of 4 as their ranking because Harley has been handling this the best they can under their circumstances. While they can't control the age of the population, they have been trying their hardest to engage the younger generation and bring in new riders. The threat that had the second highest weighted average was intense competition. Intense competition had a weighted average of 0.84, which was made up of a weight of 0.15 and a rating of 3 out of 4. Since the motorcycle market is already relatively narrow, all motorcycle companies compete for market space both in the US and internationally. One company or another could take advantage at any time. Intense competition had the third highest weight and was beat out by consumer age as well as other modes of transportation. Other modes of transportation didn't have a weighted average in the top 3 because it had a 1 out of 4 rating, because Harley has barely addressed the issue at all. Intense competition earned its 3 out of 4 ranking because Harley has an above average response to it, with its plans to bring new riders in and the goals it set for itself as a company to bring these new riders in. The third highest weighted average under threats was found from income fluctuation. Income fluctuation had a weighted average of 0.27. This 0.27 was made up of a weight of 0.09 and a rating of 3 out of 4. How much money individuals spend on goods other than necessities is reflective of many economic indicators and demographic relations. Higher food, gasoline, and utility costs means less money remains once these necessities are paid for, leaving little for savings or discretionary spending. With less money to spend on luxury goods, consumers will be less likely to spend that leftover money on motorcycles. Income fluctuations had a weight under 0.1 because we didn't find it nearly as important as consumer age or intense competition. We do believe that Harley has an above average response to income fluctuation by standing out as a brand and maintaining the high quality in their products, so we did give them a rating of 3 out of 4. As a team, we found these 6 factors to have the largest impact on Harley Davidson's EFE.